Hey, I'm Ramon Ray, founder of SmartHustle.com, where we inspire and educate small business owners to start and grow successful businesses. Mailchimp had an amazing research report, Mailchimp and Co. Benchmark Report 2021, which talked about the state of freelancers and agencies, generally speaking, in the marketing service professional space. Normally, I don't dive into research reports so much because many of them I find just state the problem. Hey, many Americans are in debt. So what? But freelancers and small agencies under $1 million are a big core part of who we serve at Smart Hustle. And plus, this report had some insights that address some of the challenges that freelancers and agencies may have in their businesses. So I wanted to take a few minutes to unpack this report and go through it. Kudos to Mailchimp for a great report, mailchimp.co/and/co/benchmark-report. I'll link to it in this, wherever you're seeing this video, LinkedIn or otherwise. So let me unpack some of the key parts of the survey, but I do suggest you check it out yourself. But again, kudos to Mailchimp for putting the survey together. So they had about 2,000 respondents, and it's a few quick data points I'm going to share with you. One, many of the ages of the freelancers who took this are between the ages of 25 and 54. Broad range, meaning there's younger and older, but it seemed like 30, 30, 30. A big, broad range of those who took the report are mature adults who are freelancers, most are new in business. 50% of those who took the survey are 1 to 5 years in business, which is interesting. I've been in business for over 20 years, but it's good to see we have a new crop of people who are in freelancers. I wonder what happened to those who were in the 6th or 7th year. Maybe they went back to job, it didn't work out, or whatever it may be. But many businesses that we know do fail. It's hard to run a business. So kudos, interesting to see many new freelancers in this report. What was also interesting is how much do freelancers pay themselves? And just looking at raw notes here, so I hope I'm getting this right. Most of them are paying themselves less than $25,000 a year. Now, I don't know what that rate is for middle America or in other demographics, but I know if you're in the West Coast, East Coast, New York, California, maybe Atlanta areas, $25,000, it's tough. So they're paying themselves $25,000. Now, the middle range of this, some are paying themselves $100,000 or more, but really not that many. So it's interesting to see, and I think that's why it's important for small business owners. We have to pay ourselves well, be fairly compensated. I know it's tough, it's not easy, but some of the insights in the Mailchimp report hopefully will help with that. And 10%, it seems like, are paying themselves, actually the middle of the road, I should say, was paying themselves $25,000 to $100,000. That's the middle of the road. But then 10%, a few of them were able to pay themselves a little more than $100,000 a year. Most freelancers are marketers in this survey, and it seems like the best strategy for getting customers, and we're going to address this more, was referrals, referrals, referrals. My friend Adrienne Miller talks about referrals all day long. Shout out to her. Check out Adrienne's network, referrals, 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 and I'm going to give some tips of how to do this from the Mailchimp report as well in this video. So how did 2020 look for freelancers? 45%. This is actually the 2021 benchmark. So I guess some insights from 2021, I think, this year. But moving on. 45% showed an increase in revenue this year, which is great. 36% showed a decrease in revenue expectedly. Let me just see if I can see real quick. This is a 2021 report. Let me see this. Okay, 2020. So 2021 report, but focused on what happened in 2020, I think that is. Yeah, good. So that's what it's about. So, and one thing I think we're seeing here is that the report says that we want to optimize and be smarter with how we're working. That's really one of the challenges that many freelancers have. Another thing they touched on in this report was pricing. Many freelancers do have fixed base pricing. There's hourly, there's fixed base, there's retainers, and all kind of other ways to do it. And we'll get to pricing in a minute here, but it's interesting to see the various ways that freelancers are charging their clients. So profit, this is a key component that I want to touch on a bit. Are freelancers making a profit? And pricing is part of that, and pricing is so important. So how do we better our pricing, increase our profitability? One, get more from the current customers that we have. You already have customers who know, like, and trust you, as John Jant says. Go back to them and see how you can serve them more. Two, how can you increase capacity, increase your own productivity? Can you do more in less time by being more efficient with how you're doing things? Review your current pricing. Is your pricing too low? Are clients asking you to do more, more, and more, and you're not matching your price commensurate with that? And to consider, ask yourself, what is profitable? Are you doing work that's really not profitable that you shouldn't be doing? Another part on this aspect is cash flow. The Mailchimp report Talked about cash flow, which is so important. And how do you increase your cash flow? Get help with your accounting. I've only recently, and I've started 4 small companies, sold 2 of them, worked with an accountant and a bookkeeper, working especially with my bookkeeper, who's like an outsourced CFO, who's really changed my thinking about my business. Yes, it's an expense. Yes, you have to pay, but it's worth it because it gets you thinking right. And I want to give a shout out to my friend Mike McAllowitz. The famous book, Profit First, is a book that all of us should be reading, whether you're a freelancer, which I'm not, or you have a growing small business, which I have. We have several team members on our team. So get up with your accounting. Be systematic about your receivables. Money coming in, go to your vendors, go to your clients, and be sure you're being paid and being paid on time. And you may want to have a phased approach with how you do this. The Mailchimp report talks about that there's not one way to do things, but you may want to spread your receivables over. You may want to be careful how you're paying out, because the name of the game is you want to slow the payment you're making out and increase the payment you're coming in. Especially, you never want to short circuit. If you have contractors working for you, I always try to pay my team right on time. But larger vendors, you may want to spread those payments out. Also, one thing that hurts us oftentimes, or hurts freelancers, relying on a single client. You just don't want to have 1 client or 2 clients who are paying you. You want to make sure you can spread that out as best you can, and definitely have a nest egg set aside. So if that client doesn't continue with you, or another client doesn't continue with you, you have 3 months, 6 months, give or take, of cash that you can survive and be well. Dave Ramsey talks about that quite a bit. New business is important. Of course, we talked about keeping the clients you have, but how can freelancers generate new business? The studies showed that referrals were the biggest source of getting new business. We're going to share some referral tips in a minute, but also networking. Could be online networking, in-person networking to some degree when that comes back more, and working with other agencies. Those who you may think are your competitor may not be your competitor, but it could be other agencies, freelancers, and more. Some tips for getting referrals. The Mailchimp survey talks about: create a list of who are your top 10, 20 people who can refer business to you. Amanda Holmes talks about this, your dream list to a degree. Let clients know, if I've done good work for you, can you refer business to me? I think this is absolutely, absolutely important. Don't forget to say thank you. Set targets for referrals and be specific. And finally, time management is so important. How much time are you spending on billable client work? How much time are you spending on account management, not billable work? How much time do you spending on sales and marketing as well, which can help you generate new business? So Mailchimp report, very extensive, very important to read. Again, kudos to Mailchimp, mailchimp.com/and/co/benchmark/report. Really, really good insights, which I've appreciated, and kudos to the Mailchimp team for putting that together. Once again, my name is Ramon Ray, founder of smarthustle.com, where we inspire and educate small business owners to start and grow their businesses. We definitely hope you check out smarthustle.com, sign up for our free Celebrity CEO personal branding blueprint to 10x your business. Thanks.